What's up guys, Ted from Immersion here, and I'm back with another Xanathar's Guide to Everything Unearthed Arcana comparison video. This time, it's the Drunken Master Monk. This class, I was kind of lukewarm on it from the get-go, and I'm pretty much still kind of lukewarm on it now, but why don't we talk about it? So, at level 3, you get what was called Drunken Technique, Proficiency in the Performance skill. Basically, part of the whole process about this is you don't need to be drunk to be a Drunken Master. You just have to act like you're drunk. I feel like that was kind of a stupid character choice, but whatever. So, Proficiency, and you learn to twist and turn quickly as part of your Flurry of Blows. Whenever you use Flurry of Blows, you gain the benefit of the disengage action, and your walking speed increases by 10 feet. You're already pretty quick. You're a monk. I didn't have this open, but I can talk over it. So, okay, so, I mean, it's a bonus action to disengage. It's a bonus action to Flurry of Blows. So, you're sort of just combining the two, which is fine. But is it worth a whole subclass feature? And, you know, that's your only level 3 feature. Proficiency and performance is kind of a throwaway thing, if you ask me. It doesn't really do much for you. So let's see what we get here in the finalized version from Xanathar's Guide to Everything. From what I recall, the book's right over here, and when I read it last night, or maybe the night before, it's basically exactly the same. So, I don't know, it just feels weak when you look at some of the other options that you have. So, they just split it up into two. So, Proficiency and Performance Kit, and now you also get Proficiency in Brewer's Supplies. And so that's something. And then Drunken Technique again here, Disengage as part of Flurry of Blows, increased movement speed. Level 6, Tipsy Sway. As a reaction, when an enemy misses you with a melee attack, you can cause that creature to hit another creature of your choice, other than themselves, that you can see within 5 feet of you once per short or long rest. Tipsy Sway now gives you that ability, but previously it was once per short or long rest. Now it is one key point to do it, but it also gives you the benefit Leap to your feet. When you're prone, you can stand up by spending 5 feet of movement instead of half. That's a nice change, definitely. I mean, to get a little boon like that, and then keying a redirect attack off key points as opposed to short or long rest gives you the opportunity to do it more. I don't know how often that's going to be useful. It really depends on the combat and the scenario that you're in, but I just feel like it's kind of weak. I don't know. It's not, like I said, it's nice things to have, but does it feel like a truly powerful subclass feature? I don't know. Drunkard's Luck. When you make a saving throw, you can spend 1 key point to give yourself advantage on that roll. You must decide to use this before rolling. Now is when you make an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw that have disadvantage on the roll. You can spend 2 key points to cancel the disadvantage for that roll. So this was when you made a saving throw only. You could spend to give yourself advantage ahead of time. This was stupid because if a fighter has Indomitable, they get to re-roll the saving throw if they fail. So they already know that they failed and get to do it. This gave you advantage, but only ahead of time. Now this gives you advantage on attacks. Actually, it just negates disadvantage on attack, saving throws, or ability checks for 2 key points. I don't know. Negating disadvantage is a powerful thing. I guess I can't argue that. I don't know, it just seems very blah. I don't know if that, maybe it's just me, but like, I thought maybe you could use Improvised Weapons as a monk weapon would have been a cool option, right? To represent the whole... If you think of Drunken Master, I don't think it's a stretch to say that most people think of Jackie Chan, right? He's the one who made the Drunken Master fighting technique sort of mainstream to most of us here in the West. And most people everywhere, I think, is a reasonable thing to say. And he's known for fighting with whatever he could get his hands on, fighting with all that stuff. So I thought that would have been a cool option. Maybe Proficiency with improvised weapons, and improvised weapons are treated as monk weapons when you wield them. That is a great third level ability. That's what I would give them. In previous editions, they had that, or something similar. And I think, and even in previous editions, the Drunken Master had like a fire breath, right? Because you're drinking so much booze, you just fire breath. That was pretty cool. I like that. Intoxicated Frenzy is a powerful subclass or capstone ability, but you gotta, at least at first glance, but then let's think about it when we get to it. So, when you use your Flurry of Blows, you can make up to 3 additional attacks with it, up to a total of 5 attacks, provided that each Flurry of Blows attack targets a different creature this turn. The way that's worded is you can attack twice with your regular attack and your extra attack, and then make 5 attacks, but each one of the 5 attacks needs to be against somebody else. But it's Flurry of Blows, so that means it needs to be unarmed strike only, which means the most it'll ever be, typically, is a D10 plus your Dex mod, so a D10 plus 5. Okay, that's not bad, but at level 17, how powerful is a D10 plus 5 to potentially 5 creatures, but it only allows you to make those extra additional attacks if you target other creatures. They worded it differently now. I think they tightened it up a little bit. When you use your Flurry of Blows, you can make up to 3 additional attacks with it, up to a total of 5 Flurry of Blows attack, provided that each Flurry of Blows attack targets a different creature this turn. So yes, again, it lets you do your initial target where you could attack, and then flurry attack that guy once. But then that means you need to spread out your other 4 attacks against other creatures. The benefit being with the Drunken technique, you now have the benefit of disengage and an increased movement speed by 10 feet on top of your already boosted movement. So you can move around combat to try to hit other people. So you'll have the opportunity to do that a lot more than anybody else will. You'll have all this boosted movement, and you won't provoke attacks of opportunity. So that's fantastic in that synergy within the class itself. But, it's your capstone ability is to do 1d10 plus 5 to 4 other creatures at level 17. If this was a lower level ability, it would be very strong. Maybe even mid-tier, maybe 6 or 11, this would be quite the powerful ability. Because, if you're in a situation where you're often fighting smaller things, kobolds, goblins, maybe things a little bit beefier than that have taken a hit or something, a d10 plus 5 could go a long way. Monsters that you're probably fighting at level 17 or higher, how often does that happen? And how often are you in a scenario where you can bounce around between them? I don't know. Maybe that's just me, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the description below. Like I said, I think proficiency in treating improvised weapons as monk weapons would be a pretty sweet way to kind of tweak a Drunken Master to truly reflect what I think of when I think of that type of fighting style. But like I said, let me know what you guys think. We'll be back next time to talk about the way of the Kensai monk. So, see you next time.